Russia's defense ministry reported on Friday that air defense units destroyed a total of 18 Ukrainian unmanned aerial vehicles over the Belgorod region in separate waves of attacks, just hours before President Vladimir Putin's high-profile meeting with US President Donald Trump in Alaska. According to the ministry, 7 drones were intercepted between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. Moscow time, following an earlier downing of 11 UAVs between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. Moscow time. The drone incidents came as Trump, speaking aboard Air Force One en route to Anchorage, said his top priority in talks with Putin was securing a rapid ceasefire in Ukraine. "I want to see a ceasefire rapidly. I don't know if it's going to be today, but I'm not going to be happy if it's not today," Trump told reporters. He stressed that the discussions were not being dictated by Europe, but acknowledged that European nations, as well as Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, would inevitably be involved in the process. When pressed on what would define the success of the summit, Trump replied,
"I can't tell you that. I don't know. There's nothing set in stone. I want certain things. I want to see a ceasefire. This is not to do with Europe. Europe's not telling me what to do. But they're going to be involved in the process, obviously, as well as Zelensky. But I want to see a ceasefire rapidly. I don't know if it's going to be today, but I'm not going to be happy if it's not today."
The New York Times noted that the Alaska meeting is already being viewed in Moscow as a diplomatic victory for Russia, regardless of tangible progress on Ukraine. The paper said the very fact of the negotiations helps pull Moscow out of international isolation, deepens its personal channel to Trump, and has already delayed the imposition of new Western sanctions. 2 weeks earlier, Trump had threatened severe restrictions if Russia refused to agree to a truce. However, analysts say that pressure has eased in the run-up to the talks. Russian presidential aide Yuri Ushakov confirmed that the summit would open with a one-on-one conversation between Putin and Trump, accompanied only by interpreters. He said Ukraine's conflict would dominate the agenda, but that the leaders would also discuss broader tasks to ensure peace and security and other pressing international and regional issues. The talks in Anchorage are being closely watched by world capitals, as they could redefine not only the trajectory of the Ukraine crisis, but also the wider US-Russia relationship.